is always a tough game for LSU. It's a rivalry game. 11 a.m. kickoff. We're going to need all our fans to come on up, get up early, drink some coffee, put a little something in it, and get in Tiger Stadium and come enjoy the day with us. Because it's going to be a great game. This is a great rivalry game, and I know our fans are going to enjoy it.
Edition of Tigers Roar. I'm Tommy Kreisand, along with Jordy Hultberg, rolling through another one into November.
One question. Cream and sugar? Is that what he means?
I guess that's what he's going to say.
Certainly that's what he means, right?
That's certainly,
Cream, sugar, little honey maybe?
Yeah.
He doesn't mean anything
I don't
else.
drink coffee, so I don't know what you put in coffee. What about people that don't drink coffee? What do they got to drink?
Bloody Marys.
Bloody Marys.
Mimosas. Milk punches.
Yeah, so
Brennan's Restaurant, Commander's Palace, the milk punch.
Oh, yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's good. 11 a.m. kickoff.
Let's go. That's great. It's great. Get the game over with and then go watch Auburn, Georgia, watch Miami, Notre Dame. It's great stuff.
You know, it surprised me, Joe Olivese tried to, he worked to get it at night. Well, that didn't happen, okay, because the TV controls it.
Joe,
and here's the other thing, okay? I know a large faction of people that prefer a day game, maybe, even if it's 2:30, because you got restaurants, you got bar rooms, you got evening stuff. I mean, it always has a good effect and a bad effect, and I think it's no problem having a morning game.
You cannot win. The only thing I think people would totally be in unison in agreement of
I'm curious
is if they said a game was going to start at 10 o'clock at night. Then everybody would be in an uproar. Everybody.
Well,
except maybe some students. Maybe then again you can't. Anyway, it is what it is.
No matter when you do it, there's going to be a group that, we don't like that, and a group that says, we like that.
11's early. I got to admit, 11's early. 2:30 means you're a good team.
Yeah.
It means you're good. 11?
11 means there's
a
lot of other good games.
A lot of other good games going on, and you're not considered up in that pecking order.
And look, even with the 11 a.m. kickoff, they want you to get out there early. We will still have the Pelican Sports post-game show. Buddy Sanji and the crew and I will all be here taking your phone calls and your text messages right after the game, approximately 2:15.
Approximately.
You know the drill on that. 90 minutes, radio, TV, smartphones. It's on the WUBR app. TV will repeat Sunday morning, all the usual stuff. But even with the day game, the morning game, I should say, we will be here for the post-game show. So spread the word on that. As
Rise and shine, baby.
On ESPN, you see John David Moore in the picture on the promo put together by LSU. 11 o'clock in the morning.
How many people are going to put a pig in the ground on a Friday and cook that thing, Cochon de lait style? You think?
We start Thursday, I believe.
Thursday? Okay.
Yeah, with the morning kickoff.
And you know what we always do when it's a kickoff in the day? We always talk about how many people in the seats.
I think about 60,000.
Wow. How much is it all? 102?
102 and change.
That's a lot of empty seats.
I think 60, probably maybe a little north of 60. It's hunting season.
Question is, how many fans does Arkansas bring?
Not very few. It's hunting. I mean, that second big weekend of hunting, I mean, that's important to lots of folks.
Absolutely.
And of course, here at the Pelican Sports TV, got on the map with all the hunting and the fishing and the outdoor
programming. I thought it was this show.
Yeah, this show kept it on the map. But the hunting and the fishing and the outdoor stuff is what Pelican made their name, and has got it to the point where it's at now with tremendous amount of hunting, fishing, and outdoor programming.
Really good.
So you got that. You got LSU's eliminated
let's think about this
in the West.
Think about this now. These games, this game time was decided when? A week ago Monday?
Early Monday morning.
Early Monday.
Yeah.
There's a lot of kids still playing soccer. There's a lot of kids playing basketball.
Youth football.
There's a lot of things going on that these entities can't change. They can't rearrange. We're going to cancel this because of the LSU game. No, they got to keep going on. So there's a lot of factors, but it is what it is. And the Golden Boot is up for grabs.
The worst trophy in the history. I don't know, that trophy with that Magnolia
Bowl,
thing.
that's pretty bad.
I mean, when they make a trophy like that, wouldn't it be good to maybe invite 100 people to, a conference room somewhere and, give them a piece of pizza and a Diet Coke and then say, hey, tell us what you think about this. Same thing like when the Pelicans first came out with that mascot and all the kids were scared to death.
You call that a focus group?
Yeah, why don't you have, find out if it might be if it's got a chance at working. I mean, they don't do that. They used to do that all the time, but they don't do it now. Everybody's in a rush to do things and get it out there.
That's a big old trophy. It's heavy. I'm telling you, it's heavy.
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
big.
It's absurd.
It's
And then,
big
you
and
know,
it's
you
heavy.
can't concoct a rivalry, which is what they're
This is
trying to
actually,
do with-
if
it's
you really,
Arkansas's rival.
if you really look at it, what does a rivalry mean? It means two teams that battle, they play hard, and one team wins, the other team wins. It goes back and forth kind of a thing.
And both teams have to think it's the rivalry.
Right. Well, last 10 years, it's 5 up, 5 down. Nobody's had more success against LSU than, of course, Nick in Alabama. But as
Well-
far as a rival is concerned, that's kind of what a rival should be. But it's never going to be a rival for LSU. It is a big rival for Arkansas. That's their deal.
But once they left the Southwest Conference, and,
That's right.
You know, they used to always battle Texas and Oklahoma. You know, now, you know, and they tried to contrive this.
Didn't they used to have
rivalry.
this as the last game of the year?
Yes.
And then
yeah.
A&M came, and so the SEC said, well, let's make that a rival. And since they're not playing Texas anymore, let's make that. Now you've got two teams that it's not a rival.
Anyway, it is what it is. It'll happen
That's
at
right.
11 o'clock. We'll have the post-game show on live approximately 2:15. You know the drill on that.
I really think he meant sugar and cream in the
Well,
coffee.
he didn't clarify.
I really think he
so,
meant that.
You know,
I really do.
I don't know. Again, I don't drink coffee. So
I'll have to go talk to Coco.
If I were going to be out there, I wouldn't be drinking
I
coffee
have to go talk
anyway.
to Coco, his mom.
All right, let's back it up. LSU, Alabama last Saturday night in Tuscaloosa, 24-10 over. LSU played better than I thought they would, especially at the line of
Me too.
scrimmage. I'll
Me
admit
too.
that. I had Bama winning and covering the point spread, so I was wrong. But
Me too.
they played better, and I think they've offered a little bit of encouragement looking forward to these next 3 games, Arkansas, Tennessee, Texas A&M, and even looking forward into next year because, you know, you didn't win, and I'm not into moral victories. I don't believe in that. Moral victories are for other people, smaller schools. But anyway, I thought the fact that they played better, and, you know, you can always say this, missed a few plays here and there, game could have been different, but Alabama probably looked at their tape and said, oh, we missed a couple here and there, we could have been better. That always happens, but they did play better than I thought they would.
It sums up one thing to me.
What's that?
Alabama's got it going on.
Yeah, they didn't play their best and they won.
Because they get everybody's best shot everywhere they go, every time they play. That's the big game on the schedule, and they, to your point, maybe didn't play their best, and LSU had a lot to do with that, but they still win by 14, and they took a knee late and could have made it 21, and that was the point spread. So maybe Nick was saying something to those that make those decisions. But they always get the best. But again, I didn't think LSU would be able to stay as they were up front. I think that's a flawed Alabama team, though. I don't think that's as good an Alabama team as I've seen in the past. They're still good. The difference, Jalen Hurts makes a play or two that LSU can't make a play or two. And that's the difference of the game.
Well, and as it was said, I'm not the first person to say this, but LSU has got to beat Alabama in December, January, and February on the recruiting trail. They've not done that. Nobody has beat them on the recruiting
right.
trail, which is why they have the W's and the titles that they have. So that's what it's got to be, and I think Coach Orgeron knows that.
Oh, he's made that crystal clear.
Yeah.
And we'll see what they can do.
Well, let's tell you what we got coming up on the program tonight. We're going to back it up a little bit and get some post-game comments from Coach Orgeron and a bunch of the players after the game with Alabama. Then we'll start getting you ready, set for Arkansas. We'll also hear from Brett Bielema, head coach of the Hogs. Hot seat up there. What do you think?
I think so.
I mean, you beat Coastal Carolina in your homecoming at the buzzer.
I think so. I do.
So we'll talk about that as well. We'll also have Mike Scarborough of TigerBait.com. Mike will join us a little bit later on in the program. Update on the recruiting. We made reference to the recruiting stuff, and we'll get Mike on to talk about that. Jordy, I said this on the radio earlier in the week. Yeah, the Alabama game is big, but LSU has to make sure they don't make that like the season is all, one game. It's 1 out of 12.
That's why. That's why I've always said don't take the bye game before that.
I've
always said that.
100% on that. But here's the other thing. Reality is this. The road to Atlanta goes through Tuscaloosa more ways than one.
No question.
Okay, so
No question.
therefore, that's what you got to do. Will that be the case 3, 4, 5 years from now? Perhaps not. But right now, that's reality. Let's take a break, come back. We got plenty to share with you from Coach Orgeron and from a lot of the Tiger players, and we'll begin doing that right after this pause on Tigers Roar, Pelican Sports TV, Baton Rouge, Lafayette, New Orleans, and on the internet at PelicanSportsTV.com. Stay with us. Acord Eye Clinic Vision Source is located on Perkins Road in Baton Rouge, offering full-service optical and lab work. Dr. Shonda Acord and the professionally trained staff pride themselves on service, complete eye exams, help with contact lenses, and selection of frames featuring Silhouette, Gucci, Jimmy Choo, and all the top lines. State-of-the-art equipment including Optimap, which digitally photographs your retina. Call Acord Eye Clinic for an appointment, 225-767-3937. That's 225-767-3937. Visit the website, visionsource-br.com. All patients of all ages are welcome. Acord Eye Clinic, Vision Source.
6, 5, 4, 3.
I'm back. Roger Cador here. Come watch Clarence Bugs and I as we team up to bring up all of the positive things taking place at Southern University in the state of Louisiana. It can all be seen on the Pelican Sports. That's the best one. That's it. That's a wrap. That's a wrap. That's the best one.
Hi, I'm Jordy Helper for Tremonti's Meat and Seafood Market at 12451 Old Jefferson Highway. Chairman's Reserve steaks, their pork, their chicken, their seafood, top of the line. Primo barbecue pits, Icy Tech coolers. They can go anywhere and cater anything for you. Go to 751-7665 to call Tremonti's Meat and Seafood Market, where good meat ain't cheap and cheap meat ain't good. Tremonti's Meat and Seafood Market.
Cypress Lake Apartments are conveniently located off Segan Lane in Baton Rouge, a CLK multifamily management property. Come see this community, which has many amenities including swimming pools, fitness room, playground, and much more. 1, 2, and 3 bedroom apartments. Stop by Cypress Lake Apartments, call 225-293-6789, or go online, live at cypresslakeapts.com. We continue with Tigers Roar. I want to remind you the original airing of this program each and every week on a Wednesday night, Baton Rouge, Lafayette, New Orleans. If you're catching us on Thursday, Friday, or Saturday, you have a rebroadcast going, but that's fine, whether it's on the ETEL cable system or a rebroadcast on Pelican Sports TV. We appreciate you watching when you can. Mid-morning Thursday, it'll go up on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Pelican Broadcast, and we can watch the entire program at your convenience. All right, keeping it rolling with the look back at the loss to Alabama. Coach Ed Orgeron, as he always does, met with the media and made his comments. Keep in mind, this is right after the game, so we want to share that with you now. Head football coach of the LSU Tigers, Ed Orgeron.
They played what we could. We had problems with coverage. They made the big plays when they were supposed to, and we didn't.
And you talked about that being the difference in this game. You know, just it's that close. Are you proud of the way your team acquitted themselves then?
You know, we came here to fight, and nobody likes losing, but you know what? These guys believed the whole week. Proud of this football team. There's some good young men in there. And I'm hurting for them. I wish I could have made better decisions for them to help them win the game. That's all.
Was Danny hurt at the end, or you just make the change?
No, we just let Miles get a couple shots.
Coach, the game was 14-3 in the third quarter. You get 3 possessions there in the third quarter
Yeah.
to try to cut the lead, and you couldn't do it. How
Yeah.
frustrating was that, I
Just
guess?
got to make, we got to make those plays. We got to be able to move the football. Obviously, they're very good on defense, but we move the ball sometimes. I think we had 306 total yards. They had 299, but we just didn't make the plays when we were supposed to, make the conversion when we were supposed to, put the ball in the end zone.
Did you think you were going to hit one of those to Chark? I mean, it just
We kept on coming after him, and we got to look at the film. If the ball was on the throw or not, we got a couple of them on the money, some on the throw, but. If we could have connected on those, it would have been a different game. But hey, you play a team that's 8-0, a team that's won championships. It can't be if. You just got to make those plays.
What about the offense? Did you feel that the shifts and the motions helped this year? Did they feel like they opened things up for you?
Yeah, I think that we had some good plays and then we had a good plan, but we just couldn't keep anything going. I mean, there's some times when we needed converted some third downs. At the beginning of the game, we converted on third down and long, which was really good. And then after that, their rush got to us.
Defensively, though, you guys were in it from the beginning. Able to contain Hurts, a couple of busts, but for the most part, you guys played pretty well defensively.
Yeah, I thought to hold them to 116 yards rushing was a very good job. I thought that our guys up front played very well. They felt confident the whole game. We just struggled in coverage, which I was surprised. We've done a good job in coverage, but we did not do a good job tonight.
And was your plan just to look like you were just pinning your ears back and going for the quarterback?
Yeah, we did. We were going to stop the run in certain situations, and then we're going to get after it. Coach Aranda had a great idea. He had a spy on the quarterback, let those guys up front pin the air back, and it worked.
how about field position and their punter tonight? What impact?
Tremendous job. Tremendous job. There were several times we came to block the punt. They did a good job of protecting. We thought that we saw some things in the protection that we couldn't get it, but give them credit. They're protected. There was 2 or 3 times we attempted a block and we didn't have many return yards. But they've been good on all year.
Ed, how did Danny take the news?
What's that?
How did Danny respond to being pulled?
Better than better. He's fine.
What did you see from Miles out there?
I thought he looked good. Some situation, obviously some pressure, but he made some good decisions. Miles is going to have a chance to be our quarterback. I don't know if he's going to be our quarterback next year, but he has to get some experience, and we just want to give him a shot.
Hey, do you believe in moral victory?
No. No. Here's the deal, man. We came here to beat Alabama, and but I know my guy's mindset now, and we're coming.
Coach, the Wildcats seem to gain a lot of yards with the run. Is that something you're going to bring a lot more out? Is that
Yeah, looks like we need it. Do more of it. But listen, man, our guys busted their tail on their game plan. We've been working on these guys for 2 weeks, and I thought we had the right plays called, just to make the plays we were supposed to.
What do you see from your offensive line?
I thought those young guys battled. At the end, they got us on a couple of games. We put them in a bad situation, but I thought overall, I have to watch the film, but overall, I thought they battled their tails off, and I'm proud of those guys. A lot of those guys are going to be back.
Coach, the turnover led to 7 points.
Yeah.
What happened there?
Yeah, I don't know. We're throwing a little out route to Darius, and that was critical. That was critical in the ball game. I got to look at the film, got to talk to Matt. I'm sure that the throw wasn't correct, but we got to see.
Arden looked like his old self to you?
Well, that
Arden Key looked like his old self?
he sure looked good tonight. He came to play, and he fought, man. I thought Frank Heron fought, Jordan Lawrence, Ed Alexander. I thought those guys up front, their physicality, mindset was fantastic. It showed.
Does this lay the ground? Hey, does this? Go ahead.
What's the biggest difference right now between LSU and Alabama?
It's obviously, I thought we played very well on defense tonight. I didn't think that their receivers would challenge us like they did. And I thought that was the difference in the ball game. We could not cover their receivers man-to-man like we usually do. And obviously, on offense, I think that we need to be able to score points against these guys. We moved the ball. The last 2 times I was here, we didn't move the ball on them at all. Tonight, we moved the ball. For a fact, we had more yards than they did. We just need to convert, continue to do the things we're doing, and believe it.
Hey, you said we're coming. Do you feel like this is laying the groundwork for next year, years to come?
We're coming. We're coming. And we ain't backing down.
Coach, is Miles going to have a chance to be the quarterback this year going forward? Or are you going to open it up?
Oh, we got to see, man. We got to see.
Just the job Darrell Williams has done, hanging in there in the game he had tonight.
Great young man. Love Darrell. Darrell's one of our most valuable players if we had one. And great young man. We're going to miss it. He does a lot of things. Does a lot of leadership stuff for us. And just a great ball player.
Coach, opened up in with Dante kind of playing safety. Talk about that book with the.
Yeah, we just had a couple of things that Corey wanted to try out.
Anything else for Coach?
Just the challenge of an 11 a.m. kickoff now, you know.
Yeah.
Next week.
Hey, that's the hand we dealt with. I think we kicked off 11 a.m. versus Louisville. Let's go.
Last year, Ed, you did a good job of getting the team to finish. And that's the challenge again.
We're going to finish it. There's a lot of believing in the locker room right now. And those guys will be ready to play a game tomorrow morning right now, I think. Thank you, guys.
All right, there you have right after the game. Hey, look, I made the comment to Jordy while the tape was rolling. Don't ask him if he believes in moral victories. You already know the answer to that question. To me, that's what do they call that when you're trying to catch somebody? There's a term for that.
Entrapment?
Yeah, no, they're trying to walk him into saying it's the wrong thing. I mean, don't do that. Be better than that, media. But anyway, that's what you had. So we got plenty more to come tonight. We're going to hear from some players after the game. I always like hearing from the players because, I mean, they're the ones out there between the lines and get their thoughts and comments. So we'll take another break. Then we'll come back and dive into some of the players here on Tigers Roar. And when we come back, got a special announcement for you about some good stuff coming up with the Thanksgiving holiday not being that far away. We'll do all of that and much more when we continue with more of Tigers Roar. Baton Rouge, Lafayette, New Orleans, and on the internet at PelicanSportsTV.com. Stay with us.
Creel Tree Service is a licensed and insured tree service providing tree and stump removal, topping, trimming, cabling, pruning, and fertilizing. We have free stump removal with takedowns, free estimates, affordable rates, and senior citizens discounts. Call 774-TREE. That's 774-8733. Get your yard ready for the warmer weather. If it deals with a tree, call me, Creel Tree Service, 774-8733. That's 774-TREE.
Hooper Road Car Care in Central has been serving customers for over 24 years. Locally owned by Donald and Gina Gaspard, they provide all types of car care, including brakes, alignment, tune-ups, oil changes, AC service, transmission, computer diagnostic, and much more. Hooper Road Car Care also provides towing services. Call 225-262-7127. Open Monday through Friday, 7:30 to 5:30, 9695 Hooper Road in Central.
Relief Window. Experience Relief Window.
When my wife and I started Relief Windows, what we were trying to do, what our goal was to give a quality job to a homeowner. Everybody's scared of contractors. We wanted to change the mold of what that is. Not showing up on time, not answering the phone, somebody running with your money. The reason why you should pick Relief Windows to do your renovation of your home, windows, doors, HardiePlank, or siding, is because of the experience, quality service of our company. Service is everything we have. It's the foundation of our company. We're going to show up on time. We're going to do the job right. Over 60% of our customers is customer referral. We're a local company here in Baton Rouge, built in Baton Rouge, staying in Baton Rouge. Okay. The job's not done until you're happy and we're happy. It's built the old-fashioned way, with a handshake. Here at Relief Windows, it's an honor to be official window, door, and siding company of LSU Athletics, from one winning team to another.
My name is Dr. Nicole Rogers, and I'm here in Old Metairie, Louisiana at Hair Restoration of the South, where your hair is our care. And I'd like to invite you to come and visit and discuss various options for treatment of thinning hair. These can include both medical and surgical options. You don't have to go straight to surgery. In the meantime, feel free to check out our website, hairrestorationofthesouth.com, and we look forward to seeing you soon.
This is an important announcement. If you're between 50 and 85 and worried about your loved ones, you can still get affordable life insurance for peace of mind.
My life insurance coverage is guaranteed, and I was not required to get a medical exam.
I had high blood pressure and diabetes, and I got my coverage with one telephone call. No exam necessary.
I'm a smoker, and I wanted to take care of my family. I called to get my life insurance and my affairs in order. I wanted to do the right thing.
Call Final Expense No Exam Insurance. Your rates are guaranteed and will never increase.
I called and learned that this insurance cannot be canceled even if you get sick or gain weight.
And there are no restrictions on how my beneficiaries use the money when I'm gone.
Approval was easy and the price was right. I wanted to do this for my children.
Call 800-654-9927, 800-654-9927.
We continue with Tigers Roar. I want to tell you about our good friend Mike Tremonti and his place over there on Old Jefferson Highway. It's kind of his time of the year. Of course, they're there year-round, but Thanksgiving, not that far away. Tell us some great things happening right now at Tremonti.
Well, you know, Thanksgiving, great time for the family, and maybe you want to give the wife or the husband, whoever does the cooking, this Thanksgiving off. Go to their website, tremontis.com. They've got fried turkeys. They've got smoked turkeys, and my favorite, the rotisserie turkeys. And the good thing about it is you can pick it up Thanksgiving morning. They'll have it all wrapped up and neatly packaged. You bring it home, carve that thing up, and you're good to go with all the fixings and all the trimmings. Highly recommend their homemade bread pudding. Oh, my God. Have you had that?
No, I have not had that.
Oh, top shelf. Now, and all you hunters out there, it's deer season. You're hunting with your bows and all. Nobody processes a deer better than Tremonti's, and they have a plethora of different types of things they can do with it and for you, depending upon what is your personal flavor and favor. So Tremontis.com has everything for you. Their number, 225-751-7665. They've got their deer processing down to a science, and Thanksgiving, nobody does it better.
Well, I'll say this about Tremonti's. You mentioned they have all the trimmings. They got all the stuff you need with the Thanksgiving meal. One thing they do have over there, potatoes au gratin. Okay, and he has, it's not a secret because he lists the ingredients, but he put something in potatoes au gratin that I've never seen anybody else put in there. I'm just telling you, go get some, heat it up, and it is out of this world, the best potatoes au gratin I've ever had in my life.
Spinach madeleine, their carrot souffle is absolutely like decadent candy, so they do a great job, and not nicer people in the world that want to make sure that your experience is a great one. Now, they've got all the wines and spirits to go along with it. They've expanded they've done that. So it's really a great one-stop shop, Tremontis.com at 12451 Old Jefferson Highway. If you're familiar with Baton Rouge, it's Segan Lane intersects Airline Highway. Come on down a little bit. There's Parkview Baptist School and Church. Straight down is Old Jefferson Highway. There you are.
Well, and then, too, a special treat is next week when you watch Tigers Roar, we're going to have a spread here from Tremonti's.
Everybody likes me on those kind of days.
I know, no, you're popular. Be here on time, okay? Everybody's going to be hungry for Tremonti's.
I bring the grub, and everybody likes me.
Sprinkle spice to put on everything.
And then when I have nothing, they all, Jody, what happened? Where are you? I said,
oh, you got your telephone.
I got my telephone. Yeah, I got work to do.
All right, we continue to talk about the game last week. I want you to hear from the players. We've got two different pieces. One is the offense, one's the defense. Let's start off with the offense. Let's hear from the offensive players and their reaction after last week's game against Alabama.
All the deep passes to George, did you just feel like sooner or later we're going to hit one?
Yeah, whether it was just an underthrow or an overthrow or misjudged by one of the receivers. I didn't see the last one because I didn't really see him. I knew he was open. So I kind of just tried to throw it up and give him a chance, but I couldn't find him. But I knew he was out there, and I knew the safety was down, so I put it out there. And I didn't see where it landed, but I just know it was incomplete, so that was an unfortunate break for us as well.
The things you were able to create with Darrell Williams tonight, those things worked very well for you, didn't they?
Yeah, he had a great game, and he always does, and he makes plays, and he does his job like he's supposed to.
Is it safe to say if this LSU team shows up the last 3 games, you should finish 9-3? And
we'll just focus on Arkansas and go from there. And everything else is just, that's in the future. So we'll just focus on one game at a time and make sure we bounce back strong.
What about that challenge of a quick 11 a.m. game coming up in Tiger Stadium?
Yeah, quick turnaround. We'll really have to bounce back, get home, get on the flight, put it behind us after 24 hours, and move on.
What makes it? How hard is it to play in this arena against that defense?
I really thought it was. I missed a lot of plays, and we missed a lot of plays on offense. But if I'm looking at myself, I know where I can be better already without watching the film. But when we watch the film, we find out where I could have been better. But I really thought the plays were there to make, and we just didn't make them.
Is it they bend but they don't break? They kind of let you drive it between 20s, and then on third down they come up with a sack or something like that?
I mean, you just don't want to get in third long against any defense that has a good pass rush. They have a good pass rush play. Again, I thought there was plenty of plays for us to make.
The game plan was good.
It was really good. Yeah, I mean, you saw the guys open, and we had plenty of chances to go make something happen. We just didn't.
Look at the stat box. You won almost everywhere except on the scoreboard tonight.
Well, that's not football. I mean, we had a turnover. I mean, and a turnover is 11-man job. I've said that before. He might have got some pressure in his face. We kind of practiced throwing that all week, so that's not on him. That's really not on anyone. That's on all 11 guys on offense. Again, I'm proud of the way we fought.
It was 15-3 in the third quarter and just kind of stayed there. Was it frustrating that you guys couldn't punch it in there to make it a closer game at that point?
We felt like we were getting some movement, some traction. We were getting our cleats in the ground. We just need to make big plays, and that comes from everywhere. We got to protect so that Danny can throw the ball, so that the receivers can make the plays. One time it might be protection, one time Danny might not get the ball out exactly in the perfect spot, or sometimes it's really got to be, and sometimes receivers got to make plays, and I think we kind of balance that out pretty well.
Coach said that you guys are coming as a football team. Do you believe that?
I do. I do wholeheartedly. We're close. We're close. 2-score game with one or two or three plays that kind of decided it. I feel like we are close. We're very close to being right there where we want to be, right there at the top. We just got to keep fighting.
Can you guys close like with a bang real fast in these last 3 regular season games?
Yeah, I think we can. I think we really can, definitely.
I mean, you guys outgained them, played them pretty well on the road, #1 team in the nation. Is that something you want to take a moral victory at all?
I mean, we knew we could beat these guys. We knew we could, and I'm not gonna sit here and praise them. I mean, they're a good football team, but like I said, we hit those deep balls, we make those plays, we could beat these guys. So we're not gonna just have a moral victory over not executing, basically. So.
Is that what it mostly came down to? Was execution more than anything else?
Basically, we got to execute. Like I said, told my man, we draw the plays up. We saw a week they weren't as sound in coverages. As we kind of exposed them on, and we got to finish them.
Did you see?
Got some of those deep balls. There was a missed timing, what happened from your vantage point?
I'm not sure. I'm not the quarterback, so I'm not in the backfield or anything. Like I said, all I can speak is from a receiver's perspective, and it worked out just how we draw it up, and it's like I told him, it's frustrating that we didn't hit him, but we got to move on,
You feel like there were plays to be made against that secondary?
Definitely. We knew that, we had some guys open, but I mean, it's all on execution, Some things receivers can do better, some things everybody can do better. But.
When it comes down to it, those earlier in the year, big plays like that, when y'all couldn't get them, it seemed to take the air out of the offense. Do you think not being able to hit that maybe hurt your guys a little bit?
I mean, we kept fighting. Like I said, we kept going back forwards, and it kept being there. So it's not. I don't think it was necessarily draining us or anything. We just wasn't finishing. Like you said, it comes back to execution.
We continue with Tigers Row. Jordan, point was made during that clip, and we said it last Saturday on the post-game show. If you look at the box score, You'd almost think LSU won the football game. I mean, if you show me that box score Saturday morning and say, hey, look, this is what's going to transpire later, I'm thinking LSU won the football game. More offensive yards.
Time of possession
Yep. Only penalized 5 times, had the 1 turnover, which was costly. Most of them are. But no, I mean, and that's what goes back to my comments earlier. If you're an LSU fan, you had to be a little encouraged by the way it went.
More palatable.
But Alabama didn't play their best game, and they found a way to win. That's what championship teams do, right?
They do not beat themselves.
You don't.
They do not turn the ball over. They do not beat them. They lost a lot of players to injury. They plug in some new ones. They don't skip a beat. And when the big play needs to be made, they make it. And that's why you've got to respect. You've got to respect what they've done for such a long period of time. I equate it to Kentucky basketball. They come to Baton Rouge, and LSU plays above and beyond their means every time. And everywhere they go, that's what Kentucky basketball gets. That's what Alabama football gets. And they have been consistently great. And that's quite a program.
Yeah.
And that's where LSU wants to get.
College football playoff rankings come out. The playoff committee kind of kept it the same. But as we always say, you got to let that just play out. It's not going to look like this down the road.
If they had changed anything, that would have meant that there's kind of an indecision, and that's not the message that committee wants to show. They want to show everybody we know what we're doing, and it will play out. It's going to play out. Auburn hosting Georgia. Look out. I'm telling you, look out. Notre Dame having to go to Miami.
Oh, I think Miami wins that.
Look out. And then Oklahoma, TCU. That's number 5 and number 6. They're both playing for big stakes.
It's going to be a lot different.
That's why I like the 11 o'clock game.
Go watch all
Get that done and go watch the other ones.
You know what else cracks me up? You got like all these people predicting bowl games now.
Of course.
That's worse than predicting the draft. You have no idea.
What's worse?
All you need is a couple of teams to do something different, and all of the bowl predictions, just like when they predict the 30 picks in the draft, or however many picks it is, and then you get one team that goes off the chart a little bit, and then it skews the whole thing.
That's what's all fun. It's the preseason rankings, it's the bowl games, and it's the what ifs with this selection committee. What if Alabama, Georgia meet up in the SEC championship game undefeated, and it's a close game? What happens to the loser? There's all kind of what ifs.
Committee's going to be under a lot of tests, as they are.
Archie Manning got out for a good reason.
Yeah,
so I don't want to be scrutinized.
A little stressful there.
Yes.
We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll hear from some of the defensive players after the game, and then we're going to move it forward and get you ready, set for the Razorbacks, including hearing from Coach Brett Bielema. Hot seat up there in Fayetteville, no question. And still to come, Mike Scarborough of TigerBait.com with the very latest on recruiting. Jordy Hultberg, Tommy Christ saying, spread the roar. You're watching Tigers Roar. Stay with us.
Taste the feeling.
Hi, I'm Roger Kador. I'm here to tell you about Smith, Shanklin, and Sosa. You won't find them on billboards, but you'll find them in the courtroom where real lawyers are. You see, billboards do not solve cases. Real trial lawyers do. So if you're hurt and need a lawyer, call 225 223-6333.
Hi, I am Dr. Farrell Frugier Jr., and I am a general dentist at Frugier Family Dentistry. I was born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I went to Catholic High School, LSU, and LSU School of Dentistry in New Orleans, where I received my DDS degree in 1986. I always have and will continue to be committed to continuing my education, to invest in technology which makes the diagnosis and delivery of dentistry more thorough, more comfortable, and more aesthetically pleasing. In our practice, we are here to serve the patients. We want to improve their quality of life and to develop relationships with our patients. In dentistry, we have a chance to impact lives on a daily basis, not just by doing dentistry, but by getting to know them and being a part of their life. We also believe in giving back to our community. So every year, we give back to the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank, Toys for Tots, and Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center. Please stop by and visit our office. We would love to take care of you and your family.
For Total Home Pest Control, who are you going to call?
Call the Bug Man, 923-BUGS.
For total pest control for your home or business, call the original Salvat.
Call the Bug Man today, 923-BUGS.
We continue with Tigers Roar. Jordy Hultberg and I here with you. Jordy, the LSU defense played really well against
Corey Thompson, Arden Key. Man.
If John Battle would have got that sack, of course, if a frog had wings, he wouldn't bump his butt, right? Yeah. But I thought the defense played very, very well on the road, crazy environment, packed house.
What did you notice out of that? You know how Saban's from that Bill Belichick tree, and they find out what they think is the weak spot, and they went after Tolliver. They went after Tolliver. They went right after Tolliver,
who was in there now that they moved Dante Jackson to the nickel back.
They found the weak spot.
Well, that's what you do. Yeah. I mean, you identify where you think you can have success. I remember, speaking of that, I remember seeing a tape of a Spurrier speech years ago, back when he was at Florida, and it was a clinic thing, and he was talking about he tries to discover the biggest mismatch he can. Mm-hmm. And they showed an example how one year they were playing at Tennessee, and Tennessee had a habit of putting a linebacker on a back out of the backfield.
Goodbye.
So Spurrier was saying how he tried several different formations until he could figure out which one was going to create such and such player against his guy. And he said for 3 quarters, we kept waiting for them to do that. In the third quarter, we came out in a certain formation, and they did it, so we checked off to that play. It was like a 70-yard touchdown because that linebacker could not cover that running back out of the backfield. And I never forgot that. That's years ago, that's what these coaches are trying to do. And then when they see something, they know it's going to work, a la Lane Kiffin when he puts his arms up in the air, because he sees that he has got what he's trying to get, and he knows it's a touchdown.
Yeah. Look, this LSU defense is in great hands, and they're going to get better and better. I thought they played terrific. Gilmore, Heron, Arden Key played his best game by far. Devin White doing his thing. They're going to be good. They're young, and they're going to be good for years to come defensively.
Let's get some comments from the defensive side of the ball last Saturday night in Tuscaloosa.
Devin, they came in averaging 43 points a game, 500 yards. I mean, how do you feel about holding them so beneath their average?
I just give all the praise to Coach Hernandez. He called a great game. He had a great game plan. He spent a tremendous amount of hours coming up with what he wanted us to do. And I feel like we executed to a certain extent. We gave us some big plays that hurt us in the end, well, not in the end, but in the back end, and a couple runs. But I feel like we just got to build on it.
What was the most frustrating thing? Third down hurts his ability to get out of the pocket, make pass plays?
Yes, that's very frustrating because, as a defense, we got rush lanes and it's something we go over. So when somebody come out their rush lane or somebody don't go pull him up and get him down, then you get frustrated because the drive get extended and you pride yourself on getting off the field.
Mm-hmm. Just the challenge of making sure you win these last 3 games. I mean, most people say if the LSU team that showed up tonight shows up the last 3 games, they'll win the last 3 games.
Yeah, we're going to take it one game at a time, but I'm going to hold the team accountable. I'm going to push everybody in practice like I did this week because this probably was our best week of preparation, like all season long. And the guys were just locked in, but everybody had their head high up in the locker room. They know how hard we played. They know we left it all out there. you know, it's a lot that we're going to get better at and we're going to win out.
Coach O in the press conference just now had this, we're coming, this look in his eyes like he could run through a wall, talking about his team and the future and all those things. You feel that as well?
Yeah, trust the process. I mean, we got a lot of young guys that's going to be older guys next year. They're going to be in bigger roles and they're going to, you know, have been at the stage before, and I feel like we're going to dominate.
Just talk about the defensive game plan. It seemed like for the most part, you guys tried to contain him as much as possible. O said kind of you wanted to stop the run first and then kind of stop him second.
Yeah, we were really focused on trying to stop the run. I really feel like for us, we tried to make sure to contain Jalen. I know a couple times he got out, but for the most part, I thought we did a good job. But really, we just came up short, but we did a lot of good things tonight.
What was it just contained, or was it those kind of few times that he just kind of broke out that kind of changed some things?
Yeah, there's times that I really feel like, for us, we had to really try to contain him. I think, made a couple good plays here and there and got out. And I mean, he's a dynamic quarterback. And, for the most part, I thought we contained him, but we had to, it's hard, but we, for the most part, I thought we did it, but a couple times he did get out of that.
For you, is there such thing as moral victories? Can you take anything away from this, or is it still a loss?
Yeah, there's a lot of good things we did tonight. Obviously, you got to watch the film, see what happened. But for us, obviously we came up the short end of the stick when we watched the film, and you turn weaknesses from the past week into strengths. Now, obviously, that's something that you take as a positive into the game, and you want to keep those going and focus on things that you didn't do well in this game and make it a strength in the next week.
We played hard. We gave it all we could, and the game didn't turn out the way we wanted it to, but we just got to keep fighting and press on to the next week.
What about the start of this thing, offensively or defensively? You guys were right there, getting the hurts, affecting the quarterback, limiting the run. It really seemed like you had it dialed in. Huh?
Yeah, we wanted to get pressure on them the whole game. I feel like we did a decent job of that. But they made plays too. But like I said, it didn't turn out the way we wanted it to. And just gonna look forward to Arkansas.
Do you believe in moral victories? I mean, you guys covered the spread and obviously showed that you can play with them.
I believe in moral victories to a certain extent, but we at the end of the day we have to win. So I mean, we did a lot of things well. So we have a lot to be proud of.
This was your sixth season here. You never beat Alabama. Can you just talk about that about just 1 minute?
Yeah. It sucks to have to go out, without having to beat Alabama, but I feel proud that we played as hard as we did.
Jody, I want to go back to your comment now that we're going to turn the page on the Alabama thing and start looking forward to the remaining 3 games, starting with Arkansas. Mm-hmm. You need to call whoever and get that open date after Bama, not before, in my opinion. You've said that for years and years. I've agreed with you since the very first time I heard you say it. For a lot of reasons, I think that would be good. Now, I don't know if you got enough power to make that happen. No, probably not.
I've even talked to some administrators that have agreed. Now it's just a question of can they get coaches and the SEC and CBS and all that. Television ratings were down for this one. Significantly down.
Worst in 10 years for this prime time matchup. You know what that tells me? It's not going to be in prime time next year.
I was surprised it was in prime time this year.
That was for the first time there was a question. And had LSU not won the 3 going into it, it wouldn't have been. But when LSU beat Florida, Auburn, and who was the other one they beat? Ole Miss. Then you had to pretty much go, okay, they're on the move. You had to go, but that tells me it won't be prime time next year, unless
depending on how
they're both undefeated again, and it'll depend on what kind of leads up to that. CBS will put that old 6-day hold in there.
How do you like that opening game next year?
Miami, who is like Mark Richt. I've always liked Mark Richt. He has got that program back where they're meaningful.
He looks kind of rejuvenated, doesn't he?
I didn't like the all-black uniforms.
There is life after Athens.
Yeah,
I mean, he's reinvigorated.
Course, they're still doing well in Athens with some of them guys.
Oh, they sure are. They sure are.
He's the one that brought the bulk of those in.
No question.
Not the new quarterback, but those 2 running backs, which is a heck of a 1-2 combo.
They've been there forever.
Oh, yeah, they're like in their 12th year up there or something now. All right, we'll take a break, and we're going to move it forward. We're going to start getting you ready for the Arkansas matchup, and still to come, Mike Scarborough of TigerBait.com. We'll be back. Spread the roar. You're watching Tigers Roar.
I knew I could get myself out of this. I just needed some hope and some help.
I took the first step to recovery when I made the call.
If you're depressed, drinking, and using drugs, you may need help. And the Affordable Care Act guarantees coverage of substance abuse. Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment.
I had problems just getting to sleep, drinking and using pills every night.
I feel like I'm losing control. I'm afraid I'll lose my job or even my family.
Are you losing hope? You can recover and get back on track. Call now for hope and help with proven, gentle recovery programs.
I never thought that I could be somebody who didn't drink and use drugs.
I have something to hold on to for strength. I'm in recovery, getting the help I need.
Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment with someone who cares.
Call 800-383-8177. 800-383-8177.
You studied hard, went to college, and achieved your dream, but it turned into a financial nightmare. If you have federal student loans and you'd like to reduce your payments, get more time, or have your loans completely eliminated, then we have good news. With one call to Student Loan Relief Services, you can find support and guidance. We've already helped thousands of people, and we can help you too. If you have $10,000 or more in federal student loans, you can qualify for payment extensions, payment reductions, or you may qualify to have your federal student loan completely forgiven. Call Student Loan Relief Services now to find out about your options. Take control of your finances and get out from under this burden. One of our student loan experts has the answers to your questions and great solutions to ease your financial burden. We're here for you. Call Student Loan Relief Services now.
Call 800-718-3516. 800-718-3516.
Hooper Road Car Care in Central has been serving customers for over 24 years. Locally owned by Donald and Gina Gaspard, they provide all types of car care, including brakes, alignment, tune-ups, oil changes, AC service, transmission, computer diagnostic, and much more. Hooper Road Car Care also provides towing services. Call 225-262-7127. Open Monday through Friday, 7:30 to 5:30, 9695 Hooper Road in Central.
Hello, my name is Debbie. Welcome to Debbie's Bridal, a Formal Affair.
My name is Raven. I work at Debbie's Bridal, and she makes your dreams come true.
Hello. Hola. Ni hao.
Experience what the Baton Rouge International School can offer your children. Now welcoming displaced students for short and long-term stability.
All right, it's time to get ready to go forward. We've looked back at the Alabama thing. That's over with till next November.
I forgot to bring my hog hat to put on. Those are classy.
Can you do that suey pig thing?
Yeah.
No?
Yeah. I remember so many times being with LSU and having to go play in Little Rock on Thanksgiving. And, you know, the day after Thanksgiving and all that, and having
they did that Friday
having to
afternoon
spend
there.
the night in Little Rock, nothing's open. It was awful, and the weather would be cold and rainy and nasty.
How do you put up with that?
Oh, it was awful. Couldn't wait for that son of a gun to be over with and get on home. And Matt Jones, remember him?
Yeah.
He's pretty good.
Yeah, he's good. Very good at Arkansas. Very
Gobbled
good.
up yard, 5 yards at a time, man. He had a stride.
Big guy.
Dude.
So it's time to go forward.
Yes.
You got 3 games remaining. 2 are at home.
Be favorite in all 3, right?
They're going to be double-digit favorites in all 3. Although that Arkansas
18?
line is coming down 16.5 on Wednesday, so coming down just a little bit. It may move a little bit more before the morning kickoff, but nonetheless. It's time to look forward. 3 winnable games. Do the cliche. Go one at a time. That's what they got to do.
No question.
If you win those 3,
you're better than 2 of them for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
A&M, I'm still kind of, A&M's either hot or cold. You never know. If you get them hot, they're pretty good.
Get them in Baton Rouge, though.
Get them in Baton Rouge.
But here's the other thing, too. You go 9-3. Not many people, including myself, projected 9 wins for this season. And when you look at the fact that it's a transition year with a new head coach, a new offensive coordinator, program had some attrition, which happens when you switch coaches. That, I think, would be respectable at 9-3.
So you're going to go give a bowl projection?
No. Yeah, they're going to go.
Some people talking Cotton Bowl. Really?
Let's do the bowl projection.
Win 3 games and let's see what happens. That's right.
All right, as we move forward, here's the opening comments from Coach Ed Orgeron on Arkansas Week as he had his weekly meeting with the media out on the campus earlier this week. Here's the Tiger football coach, Ed Orgeron.
Tell the truth, Monday. It was great to be our football team all last week, and they had a great mindset of preparation. We got on that plane with a great attitude. I love the way they played physical football, and belief in the LSU Tigers all last week was about LSU. It wasn't about anybody else. And the great state of Louisiana. You know, I wish that our fans could have heard our guys before the game and how bad they wanted to win the game for the LSU Tiger family and the state of Louisiana. I believe they gave it everything that they had. Obviously, we fell short, and there's no room for that, and there's no moral victories. But they did everything I asked them to do, and for that I was proud of them. We have a 24-hour rule today, and after we watch the film, we're going to identify the positives, we'll identify the negatives, fix the things we can fix, and move on. We have an early start on Saturday against a very tough Arkansas opponent. This is always a tough game for LSU. It's a rivalry game. 11 a.m. kickoff. We're going to need all our fans to come on up, get up early, drink some coffee, put a little something in it, and get in Tiger Stadium and come enjoy the day with us because it's going to be a great game. This is a great rivalry game, and I know our fans are going to enjoy it. It's a battle for the boot. Last year we went up there and beat a good Arkansas team. It seemed very similar, coming off a tough loss to Alabama. So we're going to have to regather it today and get going and focus in on a very good Arkansas football team. Some of the things about Arkansas is their turnover margins, they're -2. The offense is big and physical like it's always been with a very big offensive line. Guys are 330, 340 pounds. They have a very good run game, pin and pull scheme that gives defenses problems. They're averaging almost 400 yards a game, 180 rushing, 205 passing. They have 2 very good running backs, Devon Wally and David Williams. They hit the ball. They're big, they're physical, they're tough. They know how to run the football in Arkansas. They always have been. Jonathan Nance is a very good wide receiver, along with Cole Kelly, a very young quarterback from Lafayette, Louisiana, is doing a good job. On defense, they've moved to the 3-4, which is different for Arkansas. They're moving guys around. They're bringing multiple looks. They're bringing some zone pressures. Paul Rhodes is a former head coach there. He's a very good defensive coach. They have 7 returning starters. They're giving up 422 yards a game. They're allowing 36 points per game. They forced 7 fumbles and 6 interceptions on the season. Their top players is Makeem Elgin. His name is Sosa. He's from Arkansas. I recruited him. He's very fast, one of the fastest defensive ends in the recruiting class that year. Very explosive and disruptive, and he's doing very well this year. Kelvin Richards, number 30, cornerback, plays nickelback, has great instinct, has 3 interceptions, and Dwayne Eugene's field linebacker. Big physical guy, very solid on special teams. Our challenge this week is obviously the 24-hour rule. Our guys have done a tremendous job of that all week. And moving on to Arkansas, I'm excited about this football team. I was excited to be with them in the locker room before the game, during the game, and after the game. Love their attitude, love the way they held their head up high, knowing that we're only a couple of plays away from beating a very good Alabama football team. And we believe in each other. We believe in finishing very strong this season and having a great season, starting one at a time, starting with Arkansas.
You made the comment LSU and Arkansas have split the last 10 meetings.
Sure
I don't think I'd have guessed that if you'd have asked me to guess, but I do know that Arkansas has been known to play them very tough and they've sprung a few wins. They beat them in the national championship here in triple overtime.
And Arkansas ruined the season for LSU one point in time in Tiger Stadium with a late second. And I remember Darren McFadden running for like 250 yards. They still hadn't tackled him. And that wild hog, they called it. So lots of really good games.
LSU got fortunate that one year with the 99-yard drive when Anthony Jennings went in the game after somebody got hurt and he hit the touchdown pass and basically at the buzzer. So it might be a little closer than some people
Get your coffee,
think.
put a little something in it.
But I don't drink coffee. What does he mean?
Bailey's Irish Cream or something? I think people do. I don't know.
I tell you what, you don't want to go anywhere. We're going to take a break. When we come back, Mike Scarborough, TigerBait.com with the very latest on recruiting. Mike's up next. Don't go anywhere. This is Tigers Roar on Pelican Sports TV. Stay with us.
Surfing through the channels with his little remote, wolfing down Cheetos. I hope he don't choke between Monday night football and Friday night fights. I'm lucky if I get to see a show that I like. He never hears the phone or the doorbell ring. I don't try to understand him. It's a male flag. No one can stop me when I taste the feeling. Nothing could ever bring me down. Nothing could ever bring me down. Taste the feeling.
6, 5, 4, 3.
I'm back. Roger Cador here. Come watch Clarence Bugs and I as we team up to bring up all of the positive things taking place at Southern University and the state of Louisiana. It can all be seen on the Pelican Sports. That's the best one. That's it. That's a wrap. That's a wrap. That's the best one.
My name is Dr. Nicole Rogers, and I'm here in Old Metairie, Louisiana at Hair Restoration of the South, where your hair is our care. And I'd like to invite you to come and visit and discuss various options for treatment of thinning hair. These can include both medical and surgical options. You don't have to go straight to surgery. In the meantime, feel free to check out our website, hairrestorationofthesouth.com, and we look forward to seeing you soon.
Cypress Lake Apartments are conveniently located off Segan Lane in Baton Rouge, a CLK multifamily management property. Come see this community, which has many amenities including swimming pools, fitness room, playground, and much more. 1, 2, and 3 bedroom apartments. Stop by Cypress Lake Apartments, call 225-293-6789, or go online, live at cypresslakeapts.com.
Continue with Tigers Roar right here on Pelican Sports TV. As always, as we've done all year, it's time to be joined by Mike Scarborough of TigerBait.com. Mike, good evening. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing great.
First thing, Mike, you went to Will Wade's luncheon earlier this week. You said there was a big crowd there, a little hoops excitement.
Yeah, first time I'd been to one of those events, and it was a packed house, and if it gets any bigger than that, which I think it will, because I think Will Wade's going to be highly successful, they're going to need the bigger room, or they're going to have to knock down a wall at LeBurge to fit everybody in there.
This is one of those, they do it once a month.
Right.
Will does it. Paul Maneri does it once a month. So that's a good deal. Good crowd. And today, as we are speaking, is the early signing period for basketball and baseball and some other sports. And Will Wade, according to some pundits, has one of the top recruiting classes coming into today's signing period.
Yeah, middle of the top 10 on Rivals, and we'll see how they end up finishing. 3 will sign, 2 on Wednesday. Naz Reid will sign next Monday. at a ceremony at a school. So Darius Days from Gainesville, Florida, and Javante Smart, of course, from Scotlandville Maglet will sign on the first day of the period. So, you're talking about 3 guys right there that are all in the Rivals 150, and going to have a lot of people excited for the future. And as of now, he's got has an additional opening. If he wants to get another commitment or signee in the spring period.
Mm-hmm. And what we'll do, Mike, next week we'll kind of put a little wrap on the early signing period for the spring sports.
I was told if they had recruiting service back in the day, I'd been in the top 25 in the country.
I believe that. I believe that. Huh? You had all them shoeboxes full of envelopes.
Oh, my God.
You had all them letters.
Along with Gordy Rush being rated higher than Emmett Smith back in the day.
No, higher than, not Emmett Smith, Barry Sanders.
Oh, yeah, right.
He was higher than Barry Sanders.
It's Barry Sanders. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, which
how'd
obviously
that
shows
work
how
out?
that things can be skewed.
How'd that work out?
Sanders in the Hall of Fame and Gordy's on radio. But anyway.
Let me ask you this, to football. What have you heard from recruits? So much is based on got to compete with Alabama in the recruiting way. The only way you can beat them is you out-recruit them. What are recruits saying now that LSU's lost 7 straight, albeit a little bit more palatable this time by the effort that LSU showed forth?
Well, look, I think it would certainly, bother you in a year if you had, Cam Robinson type guys in the state of Louisiana, but you don't have that for the class of 2018. You also have a year where Alabama doesn't have a full class to sign.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also a year, 2018, where it's not only weak in Louisiana, but it's also weak regionally and nationally. That's part of the reason why you're seeing Alabama with so few commitments right now. They're being very picky about who they take because, that's one of the things that's not going to be Ed Orgeron's fault, is that you can say LSU's in a bit of a rebuilding situation when you start looking at who's all going to be lost after this year, the juniors that you expect to depart, and then you look at the class of 2018. It sure would be nice if the 2019 class of Louisiana were actually bumped up a year to 18, because it'd be, there's so many guys that can fill needs in the 19 class. In fact, I think if you combine the 18 and 19 classes in Louisiana, I think your 19 class would make up most of the top 10 in the state of Louisiana over the 18 kids.
Huh. Yeah, Orgeron mentioned that. Said 19 is the big year in Louisiana.
Yeah. So, you hate to, there's a couple of things about it. It's like when LSU covers the spread and plays Alabama respectable, and you walk away from it, and people, LSU fans are excited because they didn't get humiliated and afforded themselves very well. The flip side of it is I think a lot of people think, well, again, like the 10-0 game last year, people automatically think that the distance between the two programs, talent-wise, isn't as large as you thought it was or think it is. And to me, that's a dangerous way of thinking. You take your open date before Alabama every year. You play as good of a game as you can against them every year. But then you still finish the season 9-3. They go undefeated, go to the SEC title game, make their way to the playoffs, and you're likely in an Outback type bowl. You look at the guys who played so well against Alabama for LSU. Well, a lot of those guys are seniors. They're not going to be back next year, and some of the juniors.
Mm-hmm.
So I still think LSU needs to get the junior college linemen and finish out this class as good as they can, and then really blow it out next year. I think, back to your original question, there's no doubt that players are going to look at LSU and then look around the rest of the league with so many programs on fire, and start to think, well, yeah, there's Alabama, but when you look at the rest of the league, what program other than Alabama and Georgia looks like it's got all the pieces there and it might be more stable until you know who the coaching hires are going to be at the other places.
Right. Yeah, there's going to be a little bit of a coaching carousel in the SEC, and we'll get into all that in the coming weeks. Mike, tell everybody what's happening at TigerBait.com and why they should subscribe today.
Yeah, we've got it all for you. Football recruiting, prospect video. We put up a video early in the week. We were the first to get it. We went up to Ringgold, Louisiana last week and filmed the new 2019 defensive tackle commit from Haynesville. So you got a look at him. That's still easy to find on the front page of Tiger Bait. We got our all-day chat every Wednesday. That's our most popular feature probably. Basketball recruiting. And, of course, our team coverage with Brian Lazar. So we've got it all for you at TigerBait.com.
Thank you so much, Mike. Appreciate it.
Hey, talk soon. Thanks.
All right, that's Mike Scarborough of TigerBait.com. Hey, each and every week we like to talk about the Louisiana Sports Writers Association Players of the Week. A lot of other good football going on across the state of Louisiana, and we like to mention this to you each and every week and give a shout-out to some of these other kids. The sports writers vote each and every week. Quarterback Caleb Evans, a big day in their victory against App State. From Louisiana Monroe. By the way, ULM's game with Florida State rescheduled December 2nd because Florida State might need that to be bowl eligible. Maybe ULM can go down there and beat them. That was canceled a few months back due to the hurricane threat. On defense, Dominique Hill and McNeese, they really stifled Southeastern, beat them 13-3. He led the way defensively for the McNeese State Cowboys. And they split the award on special teams. Marcus Green, big day in the win over App State from Louisiana Monroe. And then Eric Piccioni of Northwestern State with a game-winning field goal for the Demons. So
no LSU names on there. We said if LSU runs the table, they got it. They win. They win. Well,
hey, one other thing, Jordy.
How about the punter from Alabama, by the way?
6'6".
Ooh, what a player!
I'm surprised Avery Johnson doesn't have him on the basketball floor. One other special thing I'll bring up. I heard you say it on radio. This week, the 47-year anniversary of the 63-yard field goal by Tom Dempsey in the old Tulane Stadium on Willow Street.
Yep. I was there, saw it.
You were there.
Saw
and, Mr.
I
Dempsey.
saw Alex Karras doing this on the ground as he couldn't believe it. And the funny thing, he said afterwards, we went to the old Absinthe House and drank Dixie beer till 7 a.m. Attaboy, Tom.
Old Absinthe House still there.
Attaboy, still there.
I've been there many times.
Dixie beer's back. Thank you, Tom Benson. Thank you.
How about that? But 63-yard field goal.
That was unheard of.
The Detroit Lions.
That was unheard
of.
That
record stood for 30-something years before the guy in Denver in the high altitude.
J.D. Roberts, who was his first game as coach, they had just fired Tom Fears.
Right.
He looked at his offensive coordinator. We got anything for this? And the guy goes, no, not really. Tom Dempsey's standing by. I'll kick it. Go out there.
63 yards later, I was playing a Little League football game that day at Rebel Park in St. Bernard Parish, and I remember everybody had their radios on. Everybody's saying Dempsey kicked a 63-yard field goal. I remember people saying, oh, they got that wrong. Must have been 36, not 63, but that the Saints had beat the Lions. But anyway.
One of those moments that we'll never forget.
We're going to come back. You're going to hear from more of Ed Orgeron, some of the questions and answers with the media, right after this pause on Tigers Roar. Stay with us.
Hello. Hola. 你好.
Experience what the Baton Rouge International School can offer your children. Now welcoming displaced students for short and long-term stability.
You studied hard, went to college, and achieved your dream, but it turned into a financial nightmare. If you have federal student loans and you'd like to reduce your payments, get more time, or have your loans completely eliminated, then we have good news. With one call to Student Loan Relief Services, you can find support and guidance. We've already helped thousands of people, and we can help you too. If you have $10,000 or more in federal student loans, you can qualify for payment extensions, payment reductions, payments, or you may qualify to have your federal student loan completely forgiven. Call Student Loan Relief Services now to find out about your options. Take control of your finances and get out from under this burden. One of our student loan experts has the answers to your questions and great solutions to ease your financial burden. We're here for you. Call Student Loan Relief Services now.
Call 800-718-3516. 800-718-3516.
When my wife and I started Relief Windows, what we were trying to do, what our goal was to give a quality job to a homeowner. Everybody's scared of contractors. We wanted to change the mold of what that is. Not showing up on time, not answering the phone, somebody running with your money. The reason why you should pick Relief Windows to do your renovation of your home, windows, doors, Hardy Planker siding, is because of the experience, quality service of our company. Service is everything we have. It's the foundation of our company. We're going to show up on time. We're going to do the job right. Over 60% of our customers is customer referral. We're a local company here in Baton Rouge, built in BatonRouge, staying in Baton Rouge. Okay. The job's not done until you're happy and we're happy. It's built the old-fashioned way, with a handshake. Here at Relief Windows is honored to be official window, door, and siding company of LSU Athletics, from one winning team to another.
Acord Eye Clinic Vision Source is located on Perkins Road in Baton Rouge, offering full-service optical and lab work. Dr. Shonda Acord and the professionally trained staff pride themselves on service, complete eye exams, help with contact lenses, and selection of frames featuring Silhouette, Gucci, Jimmy Choo, and all the top lines. State-of-the-art equipment including Optimap, which digitally photographs your retina. Call Acord Eye Clinic for an appointment, 225-767-3937. That's 225-767-3937. Visit the website, visionsource-br.com. All patients of all ages are welcome. Acord Eye Clinic, Vision Source.
We continue with Tigers Roar here on Pelican Sports TV. Don't forget, we will have the Pelican Sports post-game show this Saturday afternoon. A little afternoon version. I don't know what Buddy Saenz is going to look like in the daylight. That might be scary, huh, Jody?
I thought he was sleeping during the day. I thought he was in like a thing that put a lid on top of it, you know, one of those.
We got to find out. But even with the 11 o'clock kickoff, we will have the Pelican Sports post-game show at approximately 2:15, radio, TV, same drill. Your phone calls, your text messages. We'll get reports from the stadium with Ronnie Rance and Brian Lazar and all that good stuff. So we'll be there. There'll be other games on TV, but we want to know all about LSU right after the game. We'll take your phone calls and your text messages on Saturday afternoon. Continuing with Coach Ed Orgeron and his meeting earlier this week with the press. A lot of good questions and answers. We'll share part one of that right now. And LSU head football coach Ed Orgeron.
Ed, when you rewatched the game tape, what did you see from those deep balls with your quarterback and your receivers?
Yeah, some of them could have been caught. Some of them just a little bit behind. The timing could have been better. The thing I was pleased with was the protection. And we said protection first, and going up till the last drive where we had to get more guys out, I thought our guys did a tremendous job of protecting the quarterback and giving enough time. So the things were there. The timing, the throw wasn't exactly there. Some of those got caught. Some of those could have been caught. They weren't caught. It was just a combination of both.
Coach, last year you had a hard-fought game against Alabama. You go to Arkansas and you dominated. What were the keys that week, and how do you repeat those things this week?
You know, I remember last year, obviously, our goal this year has been to take one game at a time. And we haven't put more emphasis on any other game than another. We didn't make this last game all or nothing, although we know how big it is in the state of Louisiana. It's big for our guys. So I think we're about to bounce back well. We're about to bounce back with some confidence. I remember last year our strength coach and the coaching staff was the MVP. Their energy, the way they brought it, all week. We have to bring extra energy this week. But I think this year is a little bit different because our guys are feeling good about themselves right now, although they lost. They're seeing we're building a championship team. I think they're hungry. I think they'll be hungry to go out to practice, and we're playing at home.
And right in the middle, is there a case to be made for playing more of Miles Brennan, maybe even getting him a start in these final 3 games?
No, that's not fair. That's not fair at all. We're going to play Danny, and but if Danny doesn't do the things we want him to do, we'll play Miles just in the last game. Well, I mean, Danny's our starting quarterback, and Danny's done a good job for us. And we're going to finish the season. Danny's our quarterback. Miles would have to beat Danny out on a play-by-play basis in practice. He'd have to play better than he would in the game. He hasn't done that yet. I would not give Miles a starting quarterback job just to get ready for next year. We got a lot of things to play for. We're thinking of one game at a time, and we want to have a very good year. For right now, Danny's our quarterback.
In the middle. Coach, after watching the film, their punter, Scott, seemed to have a great night. Were there plays for DJ to make on any of those punt returns after watching?
You know, here's a couple of things. You bring up some good points. First of all, it's the first time we've gone against a pro-style punter. And we felt that we had some opportunities to block the punt. And our execution wasn't exactly like we wanted it. And that enabled them to get the punt off, obviously, without a lot of coverage. So we did that 2 or 3 times. I think one of the biggest plays in the game was the penalty. Obviously, we returned the ball, I guess, around the 50-yard line, and we had a foolish penalty. DJ could have caught a couple of balls. He should have did a better job. I think that we looked at it, and we had over 75 yards, hidden yards, lost in the punt return game. So obviously we could have done a better job, but it wasn't all on DJ.
Coach, over here to your right. After the game, you were pretty adamant about what direction the program was going in. I know you were speaking to several of your clientele there. Were recruits one of them?
No question. And we're a couple players away. You know, you got to give the credit to their quarterback. I mean, just think about the plays that Jalen Hurts has made against us the last 2 years. And look, man, we held them to 3.2 yards per carry. We rushed the ball well. We had more yards than they did. We just didn't make the plays at the opportune times. Their quarterback did. We didn't. So with another recruiting class, with some skilled guys that we need, we feel that we better compete with them and anybody else in the SEC on a toe-to-toe basis. It was obvious. I thought our defensive line played very well. I thought guys like Frank Heron played his best game. Ed Alexander, Rashard Lawrence, they came to play. That was the best running game I felt we had to defend in my 33 years of coaching, besides the year I had to play Oregon. And I thought our guys did a tremendous job of going toe-to-toe in the trenches.
So as a follow-up, you feel like you are one more recruiting class away at being at the level that it needs to win this league?
Let me say this to you. I think that if you look at this last game and you look at a couple of plays here and there that we make 2 of those long throws, the game is tied. And but I guess a lot of people can say that. I guess when we was at Miami, a lot of people almost beat us too, and I understand that. But I feel with another recruiting class that we're going to be very close to where we want to get. I think the year 2019 is one of the best years in Louisiana. That's when we're going to have our best recruiting class. And we're building a championship program here, and I think everybody can see it.
Coach, this 11 a.m. start, do you think that's tougher on the players or the fans?
I think it's tougher on the fans. I think that, everybody has their little routine, and they like to go through it, and I understand that. The players, we adapt. Last Citrus Bowl, we played Louisville. We played them at 11 o'clock, and we played one of the best bowl games that we played here in a while. I think it's a mindset. It's a mindset of the coaches. We can use it as an advantage. It's early for both teams. And we're going to be very well prepared to play early on Saturday morning. Obviously, it helps us with a sold-out crowd.
Ed, would you like to or consider getting Miles maybe a series or some snaps when the game is still in doubt, like in the second quarter or something like that?
That could happen. That could happen. He could play more, but he would play more because he is equal or better to Denny. That's the reason he'd play. If Denny's in there and he's hot and he's playing well, he's our quarterback. We're playing to win.
Coach, how much better do you feel about your offensive line? The young guys that have played, gotten the experience, and that moving into next year, too, with a lot of those guys coming back.
I'm proud of them. You know, we faced a lot of growing pains at the beginning of the year. We faced a lot of growing pains in camp. We could not scrimmage like we wanted to. We wasn't too deep in a lot of positions. Thank God we had a lot of guys that walked on this football team. We had it too deep. But those guys have gotten better, and I'm proud of them. I'm proud of Sadiq. I'm proud of Ed Ingram. I'm proud of the older guys for teaching them the way. That puts less pressure on us of finding a junior college guy that has to start. Now, if we can get a junior college guy that's better than them, he could start. And we are looking for junior college linemen to help us. But at least we got 5 guys returning that have started football games.
Jody, everybody else is talking about it. We need to talk about it here on Tigers.
What?
This quarterback.
Quarterback.
Is that the number one topic in the last 100 years in Baton Rouge? Yes. All right. You know, Danny Etlin's the starter. Coach Orgeron's made that clear a couple of times this week.
He should be.
Different things. And I jumped the gun. In the post-game show, I'm like, okay, you can't win the West, let Brennan go. But then I realized I shouldn't have said that. Wouldn't be fair to Etlin or to Brennan at this point in time.
Who said life is fair, though?
However, I think you have to have a plan and make a strong effort to get Brennan in each of the next 3 games, if possible. Now, and then they can decide whether or not it's possible, but I think you have to focus on winning the game at hand. That's the number one priority. But any coach will tell you, they won't tell you, but they all also think, how can we get somebody better, be it a quarterback, be it a tight end, be it whomever, and get them in this game. I think it would behoove the LSU program if Miles Brennan can get some snaps in the next 3 weeks.
Have we forgotten about Lowell Narcisse?
Well, he's redshirt. He's not going to blow the red shirt out there.
Okay. All right. Look, I'm in agreement. I don't think it would be fair to Danny Etling to sit him down. He's earned the right to play. They still have some games to win, and it's very important to set that precedent of winning games. But you've got to see what you've got. Look, you're going to lose Geis and Williams. You're losing Chark. Who's gonna run the ball next year? Who's gonna catch the ball next year? This is an opportunity to see who's going to be throwing the ball next year, and you give him the opportunity to get his feet wet and see. You put him in the game, and I'm in full agreement of that. I really am.
Yeah, and as I think one of the questions in the videotape said, you know, and I don't mean if you happen to be up 35-7 against Arkansas, then put him in. You know, and I'm not saying you got to do the old Tommy Hudson, Mickey Guidry thing, you know, which was scripted and it worked in that situation, worked very well. But I think you got to figure out a way to get him in. It's Coach Orgeron's decision, or maybe it's Matt Canada's decision, and get him some meaningful snaps under the gun. You got 2 of these 3 at home. You know, we'll keep it. We'll go Coach Cliche. We'll keep it on Arkansas. Get him in there this week if at all possible. And I just wonder. Get Nick Brissett the ball. Get some other running backs in there.
I just wonder if there's one coach that wants one quarterback and there's another coach that wants another quarterback. I think it's quite obvious that Ed Orgeron likes Danny Etling, and that's fine. Danny Etling's earned the right. I think Matt Canada kind of likes the other kid and would like to see him get in the game. So we'll see.
You know, we've seen Clyde Edwards-Helaire in the kick return game.
They won't ever let him. Brissett won't ever let him run it out.
Get him out there. Let him be a running back. I mean, you know, this guy's, you know, I mean, you got to have something. And again, you got to win the game against Arkansas this week.
Sure.
You got to also think, okay, we got to see if we can get these guys in, get them some experience. There's no substitute for game experience.
That's kind of like they asked Alvin Gentry, you know, boy, are you concerned about Anthony Davis and DeMarcus Cousins playing so many minutes. And Alvin Gentry said, well, I mean, yeah, but we take them out, we risk, do we want to win the game? Do we risk losing the game? Alvin Gentry's fighting for his job. Davis and Cousins going to be playing a lot. Speaking
of the Pelicans, for the
6 and
first
5,
time
baby.
since April of 2015,
6-5.
they're above the 500
Above
watermark.
Mendoza.
I was stunned when I read that.
They're above the Mendoza line. That's right.
How about that?
Heading to Toronto, baby. Big win over Indiana.
Ooh, that's a good one.
On the road.
Somehow we got into that
Okay,
Pelican thing,
anyway.
but back to Danny Etlin. He's the quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
I think Danny Etlin wants to atone for himself. You know, timing was off.
Nobody can challenge his effort and his toughness.
No, not at all.
We just.
But you got to make plays. You got to make those
You got
throws.
to throw it and catch it. Yes.
The timing shouldn't be off in week 9 or 10 or 11, whatever week this is. I mean,
If he can't throw the long ball, don't
call it.
Don't call the long
Right?
ball.
Don't
right.
call it if he can't throw it.
do it. Don't call it.
Good point. We'll take a break, come back. More of Coach Orgeron still to come. Brett Bielema, head coach of the Razorbacks, and who knows what else. We'll do it for you right here on Tigers Roar, Pelican Sports TV, Baton Rouge, Lafayette, New Orleans, on the internet at PelicanSportsTV.com. And don't forget, mid-morning Thursdays, YouTube.com/Pelican Broadcasting. Facebook page is Pelican Broadcasting. Twitter account at Pelican Sports. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
Too much to remember. Hi, I'm Jordy Helper for Tremonti's Meat and Seafood Market at 12451 Old Jefferson Highway. Chairman's Reserve steaks, their pork, their chicken, their seafood, top of the line. Primo barbecue pits, Icy Tech coolers. They can go anywhere and cater anything for you. Go to 751-7665 to call Tremonti's Meat and Seafood Market, where good meat ain't cheap and cheap meat ain't good. Tremonti's Meat and Seafood Market.
Hello, my name is Debbie. Welcome to Debbie's Bridal, a Formal Affair.
My name is Raven. I work at Debbie's Bridal, and she makes your dreams come true.
6, 5, 4, 3.
I'm back. Roger Cador here. Come watch Clarence Bugs and I as we team up to bring up all of the positive things taking place at Southern University in the state of Louisiana. It can all be seen on the Pelican Sports. That's the best one. That's it. That's a wrap. That's a wrap. That's the best one.
This is an important announcement. If you're between 50 and 85 and worried about your loved ones, you can still get affordable life insurance for peace of mind.
My life insurance coverage is guaranteed, and I was not required to get a medical exam.
I had high blood pressure and diabetes, and I got my coverage with one telephone call. No exam necessary.
I'm a smoker, and I wanted to take care of my family. I called to get my life insurance and my affairs in order. I wanted to do the right thing.
Call Final Expense No Exam Insurance. Your rates are guaranteed and will never increase.
I called and learned that this insurance cannot be canceled even if you get sick or gain weight.
And there are no restrictions on how my beneficiaries use the money when I'm gone.
Approval was easy and the price was right. I wanted to do this for my children.
Call 800-654-9927, 800-654-9927.
Hi, I am Dr. Farrell Frugier Jr., and I am a general dentist at Frugier Family Dentistry. I was born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I went to Catholic High School, LSU, and LSU School of Dentistry in New Orleans, where I received my DDS degree in 1986. I always have and will continue to be committed to continuing my education, to invest in technology which makes the diagnosis and delivery of dentistry more thorough, more comfortable, and more aesthetically pleasing. In our practice, we are here to serve the patients. We want to improve their quality of life and to develop relationships with our patients. In dentistry, we have a chance to impact lives on a daily basis, not just by doing dentistry, but by getting to know them and being a part of their life. We also believe in giving back to our community. So every year, we give back to the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank, Toys for Tots, and Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center. Please stop by and visit our office. We would love to take care of you and your family.
For Total Home Pest Control, who are you going to call?
Call the Bug Man, 923-BUGS.
For total pest control for your home or business, call the original Salvant.
Call the Bug Man today, 923-BUGS.
We continue with Tigers Roar here on Pelican Sports TV. As always, don't forget we'll be there Saturday afternoon for the post-game show. It's LSU in Arkansas. What's the weather supposed to be like this weekend?
Beautiful.
Supposed to be nice. Luke, is it cooling down a little bit?
Early 50s in the morning, rising up to the mid-70s. So it's supposed to be a beautiful day.
LSU wants you to rise and shine for 11 a.m.
They got a band, Cowboy Mouth, playing like at 7 o'clock in the morning.
Really?
Yeah,
They're
Tiger
really
One Village.
good. I don't know about hearing them at 7 o'clock in the morning. But
LSU students, like Marty said, LSU students won't go to bed. They'll just stay up and keep on going.
Keep rolling, huh?
Keep on rolling.
All right, we got, speaking of rolling, we're going to roll some more questions and answers for you from earlier this week with Coach Ed Orgeron talking about the Tiger football program.
Coach, right along those same lines, you talked a lot last week about in the trenches what you thought kind of the talent gap might be. How much did your perception of that change after Saturday night?
We went toe-to-toe. There's no question. I didn't see a gap, to be honest with you. I think in a lot of situations we won. I don't know if that was attitude, technique, a combination of everything. But I felt like we delivered some blows, especially on the defensive line. I felt we played well. I think we only gave up 2 sacks, and that was at the end. We ran the ball well. They were averaging 43 points a game. We held them to 24. We held them to 3.2 yards per carry, which is pretty good. We did not get pushed around. We did the pushing around in a lot of instances. So I think that we made some progress there in mindset, technique, and talent. Are we where we need to be? No. Are we getting there? Yes.
Coach, here in the back, that play call with Darryl and the Wildcat, is that something that's been in the playbook all year, kind of just hiding it in your back pocket for a game like this? Speak to his play, I guess, and then how important is it to have him also protect Danny? I saw 3 or 4 times he probably saved Danny from getting sacked.
He does a great job. Darryl is one of our most valuable players, and that is something that Matt came up with during open day. He is something that he felt that would be successful, and it was. And obviously, Darryl is an all-around back, first, second, and third down back, and he's very good at protection. He's probably one of our better backs in pass protection.
Coach, Coastal Carolina was beating these guys pretty much the whole game until the end. It's the same league that has Troy. Is this evidence that the players those schools are getting are on the level of Power 5 conferences, or is it maybe evidence that maybe the Power 5 guys aren't as hungry when they play these games, and the guys at those schools have that hunger?
Yeah, I think it's a combination of both. You know, obviously, I played at Northwestern State, so I played with some very good football players. I played in the NFL, so I always have respect for the lower tier schools, and I know the type of football is being played there. So, but you got to get your team up to play every week, and you cannot play to your opponent's level. And that's one thing I think that we learned this year, obviously after the Troy game, that we have to play LSU football, and I think for the most part, we've done that.
Coach, down here. Can you talk a little bit more about Darryl, who, I mean, he's a guy who came in with Leonard Fournette. He knows that Darius is coming the year after, but he kind of sticks with it, and now he's kind of proven the kind of back that he is.
Humble, mature, leadership, hard worker. You ask him to lose weight, he loses weight. He don't say a word. He's one of our best special teams players. He's there early to work, smiles every day. Hardly ever hurt. I've hardly ever heard him complain. He's the ultimate Tiger. He's a great young man.
Coach, just curious from last spring, Lowell Narcisse, how much better has he gotten, confident in his, recovering from those injuries, and how much better does he get running your scout squad, having to go up against your defense every day?
Yeah, he's done a good job, and he's gotten in shape. He's lost some weight. I think that for the first time in a couple of years, he's healthy. He's done a tremendous job of doing the things that we ask him to do. His time to compete is coming up. And after these 3 weeks, hopefully we have some bowl practice, and that he will have a tremendous opportunity to go in there and show us what he has and some action against the first team.
Going into that game, I was a little skeptical about Matt's shifts and motions and how they would stack up against a premier defense. Coming out of it, it looks like they did quite well. Does it help to add some belief to the team, to the coaches, to everyone to kind of buy in, even let's go with this thing?
It gives confidence, obviously, and it did. And he had more yards against them than they had against us, so that was evident. But his game plan, the shifts and motions were very hard. Although they stopped some plays, the things that they stopped, he was able to do something else. He had options. And again, I think that he had a great play call on first down, play action pass. That was our game plan, to go deep. We had a chance to make those plays. If we make those plays, it's a different ballgame.
Coach, one quick follow-up on Miles. Did you consider going to him earlier in the game at any point?
Here's the way we go into the game, Matt. Miles can go in anytime. But Danny would have to be not executing the game plan, would have to go maybe 2 series, not doing the things that Matt wants him to do. And then obviously at the end, we felt that we wanted Miles to get a shot, that Danny wasn't playing that well at the end and wanted to give Miles a shot. But it can happen. It can happen the second series or third series. But Danny hasn't warranted that yet.
And then with Arkansas, I know Brandon Allen's been out, but it seems like he's getting healthier. Do you prepare for both guys this week, or how do you handle that?
No question. We will make a cut-up of Brandon Allen. We'll make a cut-up of the quarterback they have now. There'll be a different computer report and a different game plan for each quarterback if it warrants.
What do you see in each one of those guys? They're a lot different, aren't they, the two quarterbacks?
Well, Brandon has a lot of experience, obviously. He's a winner. He has a lot of heritage there at Arkansas. I know his family. He's a great young man, and he's won a lot of games with him. The other guy's a young guy. He's taller, maybe not as mobile as Brandon, but he's a different pocket passer, but doing a good job.
Does it help at all that Matt has experience with Brett being in 1 year up there? I mean, how does it help,
Yeah, I think that's overrated a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Because you get all the stuff at the film. You might get a little tip here and there, but not really.
Coach, the 75-yard would have been a 75-yard touchdown, I think, to Chark, the one down in front of your sideline early in the third quarter.
Yeah.
Was that one of the big misses that you were referring to?
Yeah. He probably could have caught the ball if he slowed down a little bit. But it's hard to tell the receiver to slow down, And this time it just wasn't right. It was both of the guys. We could have got
Ed, there was so many of those deep balls that could have been completed, and it just game-changing. I know you're tired of us asking about it, but do those things that keep a coach up at night, do you have almost nightmares about these plays that could have been made?
No regrets. Let me say this. I'm with those guys, man. They gave us every ounce of energy that they had. And that stuff's going to happen. It's football. And I have no regrets. This football game, not one. And I was so proud of everything that they gave. All right, guys. See y'all later.
Just a little bit, we'll hear from Arkansas head coach Brett Bielema.
It's Austin Allen, by the way.
Yeah, they got that wrong. It's
Austin,
like
not Brandon.
Gary Danielson keeps saying Greedy Williams is a true freshman. He's not. But Anthony Beck took the icing on the cake in the Auburn A&M game last week.
What did he say?
Asked him who was the last team from the East to win the Southeastern Conference Championship.
The Eastern Division.
Yeah.
East.
And he said that would be Auburn with Cam Newton.
See, Auburn's trying to get into the East. Don't you understand? He's just helping the cause.
Well, yeah,
they want to get away from Bama. They want to do the East.
He was helping.
Reconfiguring is what they want.
Helping the cause.
He's smarter than you think.
He went to Notre Dame.
They don't allow dumb kids at Notre Dame.
I never got to know. I wouldn't have went to Notre Dame. You know why I don't like Notre Dame? This is a basketball story.
Why? Danny
Kelly
Ainge?
Tripucka.
Kelly Tripucka.
When I was a kid, I'm watching Notre Dame play, when you couldn't watch 100 games a week back then, and every time the ref blew a whistle, good, bad, or indifferent, Trapuka complained to the ref. Whether
He
they
had
call
that good
witness
hair, though. He had
favor
the good
or
hair.
not. I mean, I'm like, if that's what they got at Notre Dame, a bunch of crybabies.
Here's trivia for you.
What?
LSU Market Square Arena. We play Michigan State with Magic Johnson. If we had won that game, we would have played Notre Dame with Kelly Trapuka. Unfortunately, we got beat.
You just scored 50 on Trapuka if he'd have been gone. You
got 30 on Magic.
There you go. Let's take a break. When we come back, 30 points against Irvin Johnson.
Yeah, but they got the win. So, I mean,
all right,
and he won the national championship.
We'll come back and hear from Brett Bielema, head coach of the Razorbacks, right after this pause. Stay with us.
You took a picture of Brett Bielema when he got
No one can stop me when I taste the feeling. Nothing could ever bring me down. Nothing could ever bring me down. Taste the feeling.
Creel Tree Service is a licensed and insured tree service providing tree and stump removal, topping, trimming, cabling, pruning, and fertilizing. We have free stump removal with takedowns, free estimates, affordable rates, and senior citizens discounts. Call 774-TREE. That's 774-8733. Get your yard ready for the warmer weather. If it deals with a tree, call me, Creel Tree Service, 774-8733. That's 774-TREE.
Accord Eye Clinic Vision Source is located on Perkins Road in Baton Rouge, offering full-service optical and lab work. Dr. Shonda Accord and the professionally trained staff pride themselves on service, complete eye exams, help with contact lenses, and selection of frames featuring Silhouette, Gucci, Jimmy Choo, and all the top lines. State-of-the-art equipment including Optimap, which digitally photographs your retina. Call Accord Eye Clinic for an appointment, 225-767-3937. That's 225-767-3937. Visit the website, visionsource-br.com. All patients of all ages are welcome. Accord Eye Clinic, Vision Source.
Hello, my name is Debbie. Welcome to Debbie's Bridal, a Formal Affair.
My name is Raven. I work at Debbie's Bridal, and she makes your dreams come true.
We continue with Tigers Roar. It's time to hear from the other team, the Arkansas Razorbacks, and Brett Bielema. Talk of a hot seat all season long.
Struggling again.
Struggling again, especially in Southeastern Conference play, but they're struggling outside of that this year. Here's Coach Brett Bielema of the Arkansas Razorbacks.
Your relationship with Matt Canada has for this game. Coaching with him as late as he
Mhm.
will, and has he changed things a little bit?
Yeah, I had a tremendous amount of Matt. So Matt first came on the scene. He was at Indiana as a play caller. I think that's when I first ran across him as a head coach and a coordinator. And then when my Dave Doran left me to be the head coach at Northern Illinois, we both had a lot of respect for him. That's when he hired him at Northern. And then when I had an offensive coordinator transition, that's when I hired him up at Wisconsin. Have tremendous respect for him. Kind of a guy that runs a lot of multiple looks, multiple personnel groupings. He tries to keep it very simple. You see a lot of the things on film that maybe on the outside world looking in, it looks like there's a lot going on, but the way he calls it and the way he says it is very simplistic and gets a lot of players involved. He plays to their players' strengths. As far as he and I personally, he's had a good relationship, I think a positive one all the way through.
They went after Alabama's corners big time.
Yeah.
What do you think, like, seeing that last week, they're going to do it again?
Yeah, you know, I think, again, he's very good at playing to the players' strengths, and you know, maybe they, at that point, I don't know how much they thought they were going to run it, you know, and they wanted to expose that or loosen it up in coverage. But he definitely has a game plan for every game, and it pops up very quickly.
Did you two know us bringing him here with you
Yeah, well, him and David had a prior relationship. There were some things panning out here. People I were talking to, obviously I ended up hiring Jim, but there were a lot of people that I was talking to before that. Some things I was trying to wait on through NFL, different people who were free to play or free to come at that time or who weren't. So I know he had to go with the opportunity that he had at the time, and I don't know how it all played out, but I knew where I was going before that was kind of official.
What do you think? You got a lot of guys in the spot.
Probably the biggest, I knew coming into Arkansas, obviously kids from Arkansas and goes with it, but the proximity and then Michael Smith coming from Louisiana has allowed us to recruit in there, and a lot of recruiting battles with LSU on guys, not just the Louisiana players, but maybe players that were on in Texas and Florida. So there's a lot of that goes with it, and then because we've developed a roster of so many Louisiana players, it's become a bigger deal. But on the same account, I think all of our guys, and evidence that first year or my second year here when we won the boot, how many guys that aren't from Louisiana were so engaged with the preparation to get the boot, and then obviously after the game was won, the celebration around it. The same thing the next year, and then last year, to be quite honest, the disappointment to not retain it, I think hurt our guys a lot, and that's something we're playing up this week for sure.
They definitely don't like when they have kickoff. How do you think you guys are catching a bit of a break with your early?
I get the question, but I'll bet you if you ask LSU in their locker room, they like playing Arkansas anytime. You know what I mean? It's a rivalry game. We don't control anything about TV times or when or where. We just play the schedule that's in front of it. I'd hate to venture to guess how they do or don't feel. But the LSU team I've seen on film looks like they're ready to play pretty much all the time.
Yeah, they slowed it out with Alabama pretty good. What do you think their defense is after that?
They are a team that probably, from a just pure numbers-wise, talent-wise, match up very, very well. Their defensive line, their linebackers. We recruited a couple of those guys. Their secondary are very, very physical, get their hands on you. And that game has always, since I've been here, been a knockdown, drag-out. And again, it was even going down until late in the game. It was a game that probably just a break or two away from probably being a little bit closer than the scoreboard at the end. So got a very physical team on our hands and one that we got to prepare for.
Darius Vance, he was kind of banged up earlier, but it looks like he's okay now.
Yeah.
What do you thought?
I would say even going into last year, there was a lot of dialogue whether who was going to be playing at running back and Geis, and the thing that I'd witnessed in the games leading up to our game a year ago is how talented he was and the opportunities that they were giving him, and I'm sure they're very similar to a lot of teams when you got several guys at one position, being able to balance out the reps. You just try to do it the best you can and that make guys take advantage of their opportunities. This year we knew he was going to be kind of the featured guy and has been that guy. He runs with a great demeanor. He probably has the whole bag of tricks. I mean, he's got speed, he's got ability and agility to run you over. He's very patient with his blocking scheme. So, but they again too have a couple guys at that position that can play good football. Well, we definitely worked together for a long time and known each other. I don't think as far as, I don't call plays, so there isn't anything there. He does obviously know philosophies and different thinking we would have, but not anything that I think would give any specific tip to anything in this game. On the flip side, I worked with them and understanding what way they call things, but all it does is bring familiarity to you when you see it. There's not really any advantage you gain from being able to know what their playbook or a call or anything along that lines. There is I think there's some concepts that carry through, but as is the case with each week, offense, defense, special teams, we come up with designs with the people that are in charge, the coordinators that run those, and then we kind of share the ideas and bounce ideas off them. But during the course of the game, I think the thing about Matt, he's very creative, very opportunistic. He takes advantage of looks that he sees that can get you. And on the flip side of it, each week he changes quite a bit of the way things look and how he attacks, but staying consistent in the same things, if that makes sense, And so you learn appreciation as you watch his game kind of evolve, especially even this last week against Alabama.
That was, you saw highlights, they barely squeaked by Coastal Carolina. That was their Troy, but they won And I'm always curious, if LSU hadn't gotten upset by Troy, where would they be ranked today? Yeah, who knows? Who knows?
Yeah, we're 12, 13. I'll throw a stab out there.
Who knows?
But anyway, it's moved forward to Arkansas. The hay's just about in the barn. 11 o'clock kickoff, post-game 2:15, as you know. But I think they take care of business. I think they win. Will they cover the point spread? I don't know. Typically, the Arkansas game gets a little hairy sometimes, but I think LSU will win. And like last year, they need to bounce back. You maintain that played a large role in Ed Orgeron getting the job.
I really believe that.
When they bounced back, went on the road to Fayetteville and won 38-10 last year. So you can't let this one get away, because while fans are encouraged, and there's reason to be encouraged now, if some reason they lost to Arkansas, then there goes the wind out of the sails of encouragement.
That would be bad. Yeah.
Yeah, so you don't want that.
They're the better team. I don't know who's going to be the quarterback. Cole Kelly from Turlings out there in Acadiana. All you Acadiana listeners, you know very, very well. Big, tall kid.
6'7", 6'8".
Or Austin Allen. But LSU's the better team if they come focused. They can't start off like they did against Auburn and sleepwalk early on. They got to take the bull by the horns and get after it.
Also this weekend, Will Wade's basketball team will get underway. They'll open the regular season against Alcorn State. Some bad scheduling. A little purple and gold baseball World Series going on the same night. But if you're ready to see the unveiling of Will Wade's...
This game counts. Basketball counts.
Basketball team.
Baseball's a little scrimmage. Forget it.
7 p.m. in the Maravich Center.
$1. $1 gets you in.
Is it $1?
$1.
The Braves of Alcorn State, a member of the SWAC. So Will Wade's team, we'll be curious to see what happens. Yeah, they're going to win, but I'd be curious to see what happens.
You remember the last time LSU and Alcorn State played in basketball?
No.
Back in 1978, 1980? NCAA tournament. They had a guy named Larry Smith playing for him. Ended up playing 12 years in the NBA, one of the all-time leading rebounders. We played him at North Texas, where Johnny Jones was to be the coach.
North Texas State.
Texas State, right? And we beat them 90-something to 80-something. It was a scare of a game. They were good. They were good, but we beat them.
There you go. So if you want to check out that Will Wade's team, and of course, as the weeks go forward, we'll have more basketball stuff for you as well. Nicky Fargas' team with a big exhibition win, like 90-something to 30. Come on.
I want to be the golf coach. Chuck Winstead wins another tournament. Guess where they played? Hawaii. Thank you very much. I want to go there. I want to be a golfer.
Yeah, I got to tell you that story one day when we have more time. But anyway, it's LSU, Arkansas this weekend, then the road trip to Tennessee, then home the Saturday after Thanksgiving. We'll have a show for you Thanksgiving week. We'll be here. Don't worry. Then it's the Aggies coming to town. So, what you laughing at?
Don't worry, we'll be
here. 11 years. We got to keep it going.
Got to keep it going, baby.
We'll do something for you that week as well. No question about that. As well as the post-game.
We're running out of time. We're out of here.
Yeah,
we're done.
We're rolling it.
Every mistake we made, they can watch it again on YouTube and Facebook and whatever.
I want to thank Mike Scarborough of TigerBait.com for his usual solid contribution to the program. Do check out TigerBait.com when you have a chance. Don't forget to like us on Facebook. Facebook page is Pelican Broadcasting. Twitter account at Pelican Sports. Jordy just mentioned it. YouTube.com/Pelican Broadcasting. You can watch this program and a lot of things that we do at your convenience. All right, on behalf of everybody at Pelican Broadcasting, we certainly appreciate you tuning in and spreading the roar. On my left is Jordy Hultberg. I'm Tommy Chrysan. You've been watching Tigers Roar on Pelican Sports TV. Talk to you Saturday on the postgame show.
This is an important announcement. If you're between 50 and 85 and worried about your loved ones, you can still get affordable life insurance for peace of mind.
My life insurance coverage is guaranteed, and I was not required to get a medical exam.
I had high blood pressure and diabetes, and I got my coverage with one telephone call. No exam necessary.
I'm a smoker, and I wanted to take care of my family.
I called to get my life insurance and my affairs in order. I wanted to do the right thing.
Call Final Expense No Exam Insurance. Your rates are guaranteed and will never increase.
I called and learned that this insurance cannot be canceled even if you get sick or gain weight.
And there are no restrictions on how my beneficiaries use the money when I'm gone.
Approval was easy, and the price was right. I wanted to do this for my children.
Call 800-654-9927, 800-654-9927.
6, 5, 4, 3.
I'm back. Roger Cador here. Come watch Clarence Bugs and I as we team up to bring up all of the positive things taking place at Southern University in the state of Louisiana. It can all be seen on the Pelican Sports. That's the best one. That's it. That's a wrap. That's a wrap. That's the best one.